Hey guys, and welcome to the 15th lesson in this series. And today we're going to be creating a expression evaluator. And this is basically a program that would allow us to enter mathematical expression and get an answer. So let's dive right in. So as usual, we are going to need to import our sys module, followed by the mathematics module, so the math module, and we'll just import all. And we're going to need our Qt widgets module, so we'll import PyQt5 dot Qt widgets, and then we'll import all. All right. And for this program, we're going to be creating a class to start off with. And this class, let's call it form. And we'll be importing the QDialog class, or we'll inherit from the QDialog class. And the QDialog is basically those small boxes or small windows that you get. They come with a close and minimize button, but they don't normally carry a menu nor a toolbar, and we'll see how that looks in a bit. So we're gonna define our init statement here, and let's see, okay, and then we'll be using the init statement from our superclass. So all right. Okay, so with this program, we're gonna basically have two widgets. All right, and one widget would be a text browser, which would be a read-only part of our program, and this part would show the answers basically. So every time we put in an expression, then the browser would show the results, and then would have a line edit, which is where we'd actually type in our our expression, right? All right. So let's create our objects for those, and then we'll say self.browser equal q text browser. All right, so that's our browser widget, and we'll also need our line edit widget. So we'll call it line edit, and then that will be the Q line edit. And inside the Q line edit, we are gonna tell our user what they should do. So we'll say type an expression and press enter. All right, good. And then we are gonna say, all right, in the line edit, because we actually put text in there, we want when we click inside there that the text here is highlighted and the cursor is moved to the end. So as soon as we start typing, then this would basically be removed. So it's similar to when you use, I think it's called, let me see, I think it is called, I can't remember the name, but it's basically like a, yeah, placeholder. Yeah, placeholder, that's the name. Alright, so we're going to select all. And then for our layout, we want it to be a vertical layout. So we'd have the text browser at the top and then the Q line edit at the bottom. So we'll tell Python that the layout that we want. So we'll say layout equal a QV box layout. Alright. And then to that layout now, then we would add both these widgets. So we'll say layout and we say dot add widget. And then we'll first add the browser. And then we'll add the LineEdit. So same thing, add widget, and then LineEdit. Okay. And then we'll tell Python that this layout, we're gonna basically set the active layout, which would be the QV box layout, which we assign to the layout variable, right? Okay, so good so far. So let's see if we can run this now. All right, let's see how this looks. Should be okay. All right, so as mentioned in the previous video, we will need our Q application object, and we'll enter the sys sys argv. So that's how we get our arguments, and we will create an object of form. So that's an instance, and then we're going to show our form. So form.show, and then we're going to have our sys exit. Alright, so this is pretty basic of what we talked about before. So more than likely you'd have this on all your programs. Alright. Alright, so let's run this and see what happens. Okay, and there we go. So because this is a QV box layout, as you know, Python does a lot of the work for you, especially, PyQt does a lot of the work for you. So you will see that it adjusts based on the dimension of the screen. So it's like a fluid layout, and we place the text the text browser first, and then the line edit, so it looks good. All right. So let's end that and let's continue with our program. All right. Okay, so the next thing we'd want to do is we want every time the program runs, then the focus is automatically set on the line edit. So we're going to say line edit, and we're going to say set focus. And we want, after the user enter their mathematical expression, so after they enter that and they press the return key, which is the enter key, then we want the calculation to be done. So we're going to say self dot line edit, then we say dot return press. So that is saying when the user press the return key, and we're going to use something new now that we call the connect. So the connect basically says that once this action is done, then we're going to connect it to a function or a method, right? So we're gonna connect it to a method that we're gonna call UpdateUI, and this will basically refresh um, our browser or our program and show the new results. All right, and then we're gonna set our window title. So window. We can call this calculator. Okay. So as said earlier, we're gonna have our update UI method. So let's go ahead and define that. So let's define update UI. Take the self argument, and then we're gonna try. So we're gonna try something first. We're gonna say text equal self line edit dot text. So basically what we're saying is whatever is in the text line edit, we're gonna use that. We're gonna take that text, and then that's what we're gonna use to do our evaluation. So we're gonna say self dot browser. Remember, this is our text browser. We're gonna append, and what would we append? We want the answer, so we'll say we'll put a string placeholder, and we'll say equal and then we're gonna use bold, then another string placeholder, and let's close that bold tag. And for this we would use text, so we'll put back the text, so whatever the person put as their expression, and then we're going to use the eval function and place whatever the user type. So this eval function basically runs whatever this text is as a Python code. So it's like running a Python code within a Python code. So it takes a text. So if you have, like, say 2 plus 2, it evaluates it. So it takes it, does the calculation just like if we should put it in our Python console, and we put 2 plus 2 and it give us 4. That's the same thing that this would do here. All right. And let's put our, okay, I think we have enough. Yeah. All right. And then what we're going to do is clear that line edit after, so we can put in another expression. All right. And we'll have our exception, and we will say we'll put into the browser. Whoa. So we'll append to it, and we're gonna say whatever you just place in to the browser is invalid. All right. And we can also put this in bold too. Okay. I think this is a lot of space here. All right. And if we should run this, should be okay. So let's go ahead and do just that. Wow. No, it was not. Set. Oh, yeah. This should be self. Alright, so I think that's the only thing. And there we go. So you see our title came up. If we should close this and run it again, you should see, as I say, the focus is on here and everything is highlighted. So as soon as we start typing, let's say 2 plus 2, we get 4. And if we say 2 times 5, we should get 10. And if we do something like 7 divided by 0, which you know should throw an error, then we get that it's invalid. Alright, and if we do 5 divided by 4, we get 1.25. So that's it, and everything works. So this program introduced us to layouts, actually introduced us to a couple stuff. So we get to use some of Python widgets, unlike the first program we did where it didn't use any of that at all. It was just a splash screen. So now you have a actual dialogue, right? And we were introduced to the connect function, which basically um, connects whatever. There's a lot of things you can do with it. So we can say if we press here, like double tap, then it clears the screen. So there's a lot we can do with the connect function in PyQt5. All right. So in the next video, we're gonna actually be doing a currency converter, which is a really interesting program, since we're gonna be pulling data from a actual site and we're gonna manipulate that data to give us what we want. So again, I hope you learned a lot from this video. I will be leaving the code that we use here in the description. So the link will be in the description. And if you're having problems, you can see where you went wrong. And I encourage you also to play around with it some more. Put some buttons, although we haven't covered buttons, but you can always go ahead, can always go ahead and try stuff. So I will see you in the next video. All right, thanks for watching.